guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Wake Up Wednesday. I have no clue what the hell that even was, but all I know is that I am bloody excited to be back with you. It is 2019, it is a brand new year. This is the first Wake Up Wednesday of the year. I don't know about you, but I am so excited about this year. I feel like there's just so much that's about to be birthed in this year. I feel like God has revealed a lot to me about just some of the expectations I should be having for this year. This year is just going to be one of the best years yet. Not just for me, but I speak it over yourself as well. It's going to be one of your best years yet. But anyway, you know, because this is the first Wake Up Wednesday of the year, I do want to say Happy New Year. I hope that your year has started off really, really well. You're feeling energetic, enthusiastic, really excited about this year as well. And you're just ready to just make things happen. Like 2019 can really be your year if you make things happen. Now, before I even go into anything, there are a couple of things that I did want to talk about. First things first is our power classes. Power classes are back. So those that know, I think I mentioned it in a couple of videos before. Basically, I wanted to run every single month to run a power class. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm all about motivation, inspiration, encouraging people, empowering people. And that's just simply because, you know, I truly do believe that each and every one of us has some form of real power inside of us, but because of life and situations and circumstances and things, you know, we reduce ourselves, we become small, our self-esteem starts to decrease, our confidence decreases, and we lose power in so many different areas of our life because, you know, we're slapped with the things that happen in life. And my aim with these power classes is simply to bring an intimate group of people together, not only to connect and to really be intimate, but to also just draw that power out of them. Hence why I started the power classes. So it's like a masterclass, but definitely on a whole different scale. It's all about giving you back the power that you already have. We had our first one in December, which went so incredibly well. It was just so exciting. We had some amazing just minds in the room, and it was just amazing. And that one was particularly focused on confidence. So every single month we'll be focusing on a different theme. This month we're focusing on money, getting your money right. I know for myself, getting my finances in order, getting my money in check is, you know, something that I've been really working on for the latter part of last year. I just think the latter part of last year was a really good time for me to learn, to really have, you know, kind of just expanded in who I was as an individual and really just focusing on the things that I want to achieve and being more intentional about it. So the latter part of last year, I made a lot of effort about, okay, where are my finances going? You know, how am I making more money? How am I going to generate more money? And just what am I going to do to, you know, essentially just live and to be at the level of excellence that I know I deserve. You know, I deserve it. I deserve to be at a particular standard. So yeah, it was just something I was thinking about. Then along came this amazing woman. Her name is Bola. Online she goes by Bola Soul. She is incredible. If you don't follow her already, please make sure you check her out. Twitter, Instagram, etc. Bola basically is really into finances, and her and with basically there's a team of women who have come together to form this organization called Refined Currency. And from there they basically teach people financial literacy, which is something that is so important. We don't learn it in school, we don't learn it in other places. It's so important to have that kind of knowledge to share and to have it, you know, available for you. And they basically do that through Refined Currency. And then they also have something called Rich Girl Chronicles, where they basically form these like group chats where they put women together and you basically hold each other accountable and you share tips and advice and you help each other to become financially in a good place, basically. And I had the honor of being part of, you know, the Rich Girl Chronicles group chat as well. It was phenomenal. I learned so much and it really got me on top of thinking, okay, my finances need to be on point. Being part of that group inspired Getting Your Money Right, the next power class, because I was like, 2019, we need to be making sure our money is right. We're coming correct, we're getting the bag, we're making our moolah, we're making our money. So yeah, it's really important that we do that. So the next one is happening on the 30th of January, of course, of this year, just to kickstart the year. And of course, there's only 15 spaces for people, 15 spaces, and that is it. It's open to anyone of any age that wants to come and to just, you know, get tips, advice. And then one thing that I'm particularly happy and excited about, you know, doing these power classes is what happens after. So what I also found was that a lot of the time you'll go to like an event, which would be great, you'll get motivated, you'll be pumped up, and then straight after that it's like nothing. All of a sudden you just, I don't know, you go back into your old habits, you fall back into the same trap, you don't do things, or you don't stick to the promises of which you made to yourself when you were at that event. And oftentimes that happens because you don't have that support, you don't have that accountability. So what I decided to do was say to people, if you buy a ticket, not only do you know, come to the power class, you get to learn, you know, you bring in guest experts, which by the way, at the Getting Your Money Right and power class, 2 of the ladies from Refined Currency will also be joining us, and they'll be sharing their knowledge and their wisdom with finances and budgeting, and you get to ask questions and really dig in, etc. So they'll be there directly, because I know I've got a lot to learn too. Thereafter, you basically get put into a chat, and which will last for about 3 months, it'll be for 3 months, and every other week we will have a discussion about a particular area that we learn, or something that, you know, is deemed important to learn about, you know, that theme. And then we hold each other accountable, and we're going to set challenges and goals and make sure that we hit those targets and we hit those goals, you know, fortnightly. And just having that accountability keeps you on point, because you don't have time to slip up, you don't have a chance to not do it, because you know, number one, you invested in it, so you're more willing to really pay attention to it, and 2, because you know that there's other people that are holding you accountable. So yeah, I would really just, you know, ask that you check it out. I'll leave the link in the description box below. Make sure you join us. Like, this year I'm not hearing any excuses, because I'm offering as much as possible. If I hear people making excuses about, you know, certain situations in their life or whatever it is, or they can't do this and they can't do that, they can't get this and they can't get that, listen, I'm not making excuses this year. This year, just like if I don't post a Wake Up Wednesday, which will not happen because I'm only posting Wake Up Wednesdays every single flipping week, don't get it twisted, but if I don't post a Wake Up Wednesday, there is no excuse. I'm not gonna come and be like, oh, I was busy, no. Anyway, that was like the first little bit, and I can't believe it, I've been talking for 9 minutes already. Power class, make sure you sign up, leaving the link in the description box below. Okay, see you then. Right, so I've been rambling on for too long, so let's get straight into the actual reason why you are watching this video today. And just in case this is the first ever time you've you know, watched one of my Wake Up Wednesdays, I always say that, you know, this is the time where I stir the pot even in places that you don't want me to stir. I trigger you, I make you feel some type of way, I have you questioning your whole life, I have you questioning your soul. Like, I just basically come at you in order for us to progress, because remember, I always say that when I'm talking to you, I'm also talking to myself as well. Trust me, when I'm coming at you guys, I'm talking to me too. So it's for us to do better, because we need to be here, not down here. Anyway, this first Wake Up Wednesday is actually part of a 4-part series, and this idea came to me a few months ago when I was reading the Bible, I was reading the Word, and God was just giving me revelation. And I was like, whoa, these are all different topics that I can split into into different Wake Up Wednesdays. So these are basically the 4 P's, and it's all gonna make sense at the end of what I can call a bit of a mini series, so out of these 4 episodes. So make sure you watch each and every one of them week to week in order for it to all make sense by the end of the week. I'll give you a tiny bit of just a bit of an intro as to where I even got this idea from. So I was reading the Word, and I was reading the book of Ruth. If you don't know about the book of Ruth, I'm going to give you a tiny download about the story of Ruth. Ruth is basically the one, have you ever heard the term when people say, oh, you know, I'm looking for my Boaz, or the guys might say, oh, I'm looking for my Ruth. It was because, you know, Ruth and Boaz were kind of seen as like people to be emulated, basically, in relation to like love and relationship and honoring God and all that kind of stuff. So Ruth basically was, you know, she had a husband who, okay, so no, let's go back. So basically there was this woman called Naomi. Naomi had a husband and she had 2 sons. Now those 2 sons had obviously their own wives. One of them was Ruth and the other one was Orpah. Orpah, actually, if you swap just R and P round, it is Oprah. So when I first read it, I remember looking thinking, oh my, there's Oprah, but it's not Oprah, it's Orpah. So there's Naomi, who is obviously like the mum. She has a husband, they have children, 2 sons, and their sons have wives. Ruth is the most important character, you know, in the particular book. I mean, the book is titled after her, and besides that as well, she is the person that we follow, you know, follow her story. Now Ruth's husband dies, so Naomi's sons die, her husband also died, so now it's just Naomi, Orpah and Ruth. Now Naomi basically says, listen, like, my husbands have died, you guys have your husbands, my husband has died, your husbands have died, there is no reason why you need to stay with me. Now in this moment something really interesting happens. Naomi basically tells, you know, the 2 women that, listen, go about your business, you don't need to stay with me, you know, at the end of the day I'm a widow now and I've lost my sons as well, just go, like, do your own thing, go back to where, you know, you guys kind of came from, like your lands, etc. Just do your own thing. Now Orpah, very hesitantly, she cries, etc., but she leaves. Ruth is the person that stays with Naomi, and it says that she clung onto Naomi and refused to leave her. And there's like these verses that are kind of like the ones that people, like, all people know, like, you know, where you go I go, your God will be my God, where you die I will die. Like, it was very like, basically, me and you, we're not separating, we're going together, which was quite unusual to read. Even now you're kind of like, okay, was it that deep? Why are you still with her? Anyway, point of the story is they now decide that they're going to go back to Bethlehem. Now Ruth is not from Bethlehem, okay? Ruth does not have family in Bethlehem. Ruth does not know anybody in Bethlehem. Ruth is basically going to a whole new land where she is a stranger, where she is an alien, where she does not know anybody. And that's when that first point came to my mind, because in order for her to get to her ultimate purpose, which is a little, I dropped a little hint as to the last, you know, the last P, her purpose, she had to be positioned. She had to move from where she was, where she might have felt comfortable, where she might have felt like things were going okay for her, where she might have felt like, I know and I understand this space, I understand the space that I'm in, I understand the people I'm around, I understand, you know, the way the land works, I understand how I work, I understand whatever it is. And she had to be picked up and to be positioned elsewhere in order for her to meet her purpose. And that's exactly why this video today is entitled Get Your Butt Up, or the A version of that, and move. Okay, because sometimes, just sometimes, we get so comfortable in being in one place, and yes, it might be a great place, yes, God might be blessing you, yes, you know, you might be, you know, doing some incredible things, yes, you might even find yourself actually elevating to another level that you never even imagined being at. But these times God wants to take you to the extreme of the extreme. He wants to take you to out of this space, but you are limiting yourself because you are not willing to be repositioned. Like, actually take a moment and actually deep it. You are not being willing to let go of things of the past and to move along and to go to somewhere else. Positioning is so important, and not just in terms of moving, but also in terms of just where you are. Are you strategic? Are you really thinking about where you are positioning yourself? There's this quote that says, success is when preparation meets opportunity. When preparation meets opportunity. But one thing that I actually think should be added in between that line is positioning, because you could be so prepared, you could be working so hard, you know, really developing your craft, focusing on your work, focusing on enhancing your skills, you know, going to the master classes, the different you know, events, the networking stuff, signing up to the courses, really preparing. Then there's this amazing opportunity that is right here, it's there, it's waiting for you. It's almost like it's just pulling you and drawing you nearer. But if you are not positioned in the right place, guess what happens? That opportunity can go straight past you. You completely miss that opportunity. Or in fact, you could be so prepared, but yet because you are not positioned in the right place, that positioning has not aligned you in the right way, oh my goodness, you could just completely go past the opportunity because you can't even see, because you haven't positioned yourself in the right place, positioning yourself where you need to be. And oftentimes it takes for you to go into that quiet place. It takes for you to really think, okay, not where I'm comfortable, not what I want to do right now, not where I want to be, but you know what, saying, do you know what, God, okay, where do you actually want me to be? You know, not everyone believes in God, fair enough, you know, but you guys know me, I'm a Christian, and I talk only from a place of faith and a place from, you know, where I truly do believe that God orchestrates and aligns everything. So I'm just going to speak from that place right now. But I I know that I have to ask God, okay, where do you want me to be? Do you want me to be in a job in a 9-to-5 right now? Do you want me to be over here right now? Where do you want me to be? Because being in the right position, being at the right place at the right time can change everything. You always hear people saying, oh, that person, you know, that maybe someone was killed and it says, you know, that person was at the wrong place at the wrong time. But have you ever thought about what could happen if you were at the right place at the right time? You hear it all the time when there's people. I heard one story the other day. I was watching some YouTube video of I'm so sorry I've forgotten her name, because people were saying this in the comment section, saying, why did they title the video Rihanna's makeup artist? But basically Rihanna's makeup artist, I'm so sorry, I'll put her name on the screen when I can find it. She was doing some girl from, you know, the YouTube channel's makeup, and she was basically just explaining how she even became Rihanna's makeup artist. It was because she had already been doing makeup. She had already been doing what it was that she needed to do. She was already, you know, practicing her makeup skills. She was doing, you know, cool hairstyles. She was doing all these different things. She was just doing her job. She was on set that day on, I think, one of Rihanna's music videos, on set doing her job. She had been in preparation mode from way early. Not when she all of a sudden heard that an opportunity was coming. She didn't start preparing when finally someone opened up the door. She started preparing in her quiet place. She started preparing way before. And that's one thing that I want to say to you right now. Some people are waiting for someone to say, yes, we've got an opportunity for you to start preparing. No, you should have started preparing ages ago, honey. You should have started preparing a long time ago, because when that opportunity comes and you're in the right position, you will flake, or you will sabotage yourself, or you will not get the opportunity that you deserve. Why? Because you were not preparing. So that's number one. Preparing. That woman in the video, Rihanna's makeup artist, had been preparing for a very, very long time, and then all of a sudden she got an opportunity to come onto a shoot. She got the opportunity, she takes it, but because she was positioned in the right place, it just happened that shoot was Rihanna's shoot. She was not able to do what she was meant to do, i.e. now become Rihanna's makeup artist, i.e. now blow up, i.e. now be doing loads of different incredible things, traveling the world. Now she's even like I think she's the head makeup artist for Fenty Beauty. I'm so sorry guys, I got a really important phone call, but I'm trying to think of where I was. Essentially, all I'm saying is that positioning is so important. And that's something that really last year was being shown to me and was really being revealed to me. Where you're plugged into, where you are, is so important. Hence why I knew I had to leave my church and go to find a new one. Hence why I knew that I had to leave my job and I had to, you know, reposition myself. Even though those things were uncomfortable, I was very comfortable at my church. I had been there since I was 7 years old, but I knew that I had to be positioned elsewhere in order for me to be able to expand and to grow at the level and the rate at which God wants me to grow. Just like my job, I was getting a paycheck every month. Now just imagine that. You're going from getting a paycheck, a secure financial paycheck, you know, that every month, oh, I got my moolah coming through, I'm getting paid so I can go out for dinners, I can do this, I can do that, to going into a place of complete uncertainty where you literally just have to basically walk on water. You literally have to have faith that everything is going to work together for your good. You're looking at your bank account thinking, Jesus, how am I going to pay for my car for this month? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? But having the faith, knowing that you have to position yourself outside of that, otherwise you will not grow, you will not expand, you will not hit some of your goals and your targets, you will not be able to do the things that you know that you want to do in your heart of hearts. Positioning is so key, and there are so many times in the Bible different people who had to move out of places and be positioned elsewhere. And one thing that I want to say as well is, don't get it twisted. Don't think that just because you are positioned elsewhere it means that things are supposed to be easy for you. Don't think that just because you've been positioned elsewhere all of a sudden everything works out just perfectly. No, most of the time it means that you go through some crap. Most of the time it means that you go through some struggle. Most of the time it means that you go through some stress. It is a part of the process, it is a part of the journey. If you don't want to do it, you want to remain small, you want to be low, you want to stay mediocre, absolutely no problem. This video is not for you. But if you are somebody who is sick and tired of doing the same old thing, going round and round in the same old circles, is sick and tired of being mediocre, is sick and tired of feeling like they're being entrapped, being drowned, being suffocated in the place that they're in, it's time for you to reposition. Okay, this is permission for you to reposition. I'm not saying to you now all of a sudden just go and quit your job and you have 5 kids at home and you're paying for the bills and da da da. I'm not saying that. All all I'm saying is that you really need to take some time, like I said, in that quiet place. Go into a place of meditation where you really sit and you think, okay, I know that I've been preparing. I've been working very, very hard. There's particular things that I know are on my heart and I'm working on it. I know that opportunities are coming and things are coming, but I know they cannot align properly. Sometimes they're coming, sometimes I miss them, but they can't align properly if I'm not in the right position. Just like me, I was working very, very hard, both at work, but also with creating my content. Opportunities were coming my way, but sometimes I had to deny opportunities and say no because I was working, and I couldn't keep taking days off, and I couldn't keep giving excuses as to why I wasn't coming in. I couldn't keep making up stuff so that I could, you know, go and do whatever it was I could do. Yes, forgive me if anyone from my old workplace is watching this, forgive me, but I did sometimes, okay? But I knew I couldn't keep doing that, so I had to be positioned elsewhere. I had to be taken out of a particular circumstance, positioned elsewhere, in order for those two things to align, for them to marry, for them to really, really make sense. So I'm gonna say it one more time, just so that you can hear it, just so that you can really feel it in the bottom of your chest. It's time for you to get your butt up and to move. You think that everything is just gonna come together because you're working hard. Well, guess what? 90% of people work hard. Let me just say that right now. 90% of people, other than yourself, work very, very hard. There are certain things that you need to be aware of. You need to have 20/20 vision. You are looking at all areas of your life and helping yourself out as much as possible. I'm sure you've heard it before, where loads of people saying, I don't want to work harder, I want to work smarter. And while yes, hard work is still very important and I will continue to work very, very hard, working smarter is actually my main aim. Working smarter should be your main aim. Looking at the things you are aligned with, looking at where you are at, looking at where you can position yourself, and if not, looking at where God needs to position you. Pay attention, wake up. Yes, you're working hard. Yes, you're doing what you need to do, but maybe the reason why you're not going to the level and the place that you want to get to is because you're not positioned in the right place. Think, use your brain, take a time, take a moment outside of your hard work to think, how can I be smarter? So guys, I really do hope that you enjoyed the first P out of the 4 Ps that we're going to be going through over the next couple of weeks. You enjoyed the video, you really learned something from it, you took something from it. Make sure you come back again next week, okay? We're going through this series, we're going through the 4 Ps, and like I said, they will all make sense at the end. I gave you a little bit of a clue in the video, I dropped a couple of hints, but it will all make ultimate sense when we finish the entire series. So thank you so much for watching. Guys, another thing, I can't believe I didn't mention this right at the beginning of the video. We hit 50K. 50,000 of you guys are part of this family. Do you understand how dope that is? Listen, continue to support, continue to like, subscribe, share, watching my stuff, you know, commenting. I love your comments so much. Like, your comments are absolutely hilarious. But yeah, this year, guys, this year, we're not playing any games. This year is just, we're elevating to a whole new realm and a whole new level. I believe it for myself, and like I said at the beginning, I believe it for you as well. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I love and appreciate you so much. If you're new here, welcome to the family. Around here, we empower each other, we motivate each other, we encourage each other. We are literally an army. We are an army fighting for what we want in life, fighting to get better, to do better, to have more, and to be great, because each and every one of us deserves to be great in every single aspect of our lives. So yeah, welcome to the family. I hope you really do, you know, love the ride this year. 2019, we're doing it, and we're doing it big. I'm really excited, and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Stay beautiful.